Very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Sheffield. It's the conclusion of the British American Football Under-16 season here this afternoon. And we kick things off on the live coverage with the plate final. Looking right now at the Manchester Titans in blue. They take on the Oxford Saints in the white. Not far away from getting underway in our plate final. Manchester, who came through Swindon Storm in the semi-finals at lunchtime, will start with the ball first. That is a fantastic defensive start from Oxford Saints. Could be a really interesting game, this. Lancashire Buccaneers were beaten in the semi-final by Oxford Saints. Same time, 12 o'clock earlier on today. But Lancashire finished above Manchester in the regular season. All signs point to this game being really, really competitive. Second down then for Manchester. It's another run play. They're not going to get much ground in tight defence so far from Oxford. See the number 1 for Oxford, that's Patrick Smith. He's the nose defender here. Can Manchester get this ball moving beyond halfway? They are going to let the ball go. And a bit of ground to be made. And they are over halfway. They will get a go at the game's first score. Louis Wong with the grab. And the catch and run takes Manchester over midfield. Fresh set of downs and a chance to get themselves into the end zone. 2 run plays stuffed by Oxford in the early going. That was a little bit more like it. Shea Higgins checks into the huddle for Manchester. So Latif Tajani to take the snap. Short pass gathered by Caden Barzi, who's stuffed. Second down coming up. No room there for Caden Barzi. Might have even, my apologies, been Marcus Hood. The 6 and the 8s on the Manchester jerseys, looking pretty similar there. It's Latif Tajani who's going to take the snap from the centre. Throws right. No room. Or at least I thought initially Manchester are going to be in for the game's first score. Ron Beramo finding room. It looked like that play was going to be stuffed and called dead within a matter of moments. And Ron Beramo found a way to escape the tackle. And all of a sudden, everything opened up for him. And Manchester are on the board in the plate final. Johnny with the throw and the extras as well. Very, very nicely done. That's Gail Cavazzala with the grab. And Manchester up by 8. So then, it's the turn of the Oxford Saints offence to get themselves onto the field. Flags fly. Sam Hollyoake in at QB. So first down will be repeated. And a 5-yard penalty as well. So Sam Hollyoake in at QB. Casper Southall in motion. It'll be a run. And a pretty decent one as well. That's Sam Ajabade gaining ground for Oxford Saints. Second down coming up and only about 10 yards to go. It's Ed Walsh at centre for Oxford. Hollyoake takes the snap, couple of pump fakes, finds a man, finds Ed Walsh, who is going to get himself over midfield. And that will be good enough for an attack on the end zone for Oxford. Fresh set of downs. Hollyoake's going to stay in at QB. Shovels it, sets a screen, and they're going to find a little bit of joy. Not much there for Sam Ajabade, but he got enough to get Oxford down the fields. It's Ron Beramo, by the way, who's the nose defender for Manchester. He was the receiver who grabbed the game's opening touchdown. Mr. Do-It-All, Ron Beramo. Hollyoake. All cuts out, and Manchester look to run it back. Interception for the Titans. What a start for their defense. Celebrations begin on the Titans bench, and well they might. Hollyoake was rushed. And it looked almost like he was torn between throwing it away and throwing it up. In the end, a little bit of both. And straight into the arms of a very welcoming defender. Manchester then turning over on midfield. And on the attack they go. Lateral thrown. Dejani's going to hit the deck. Well, all happening in the last couple of minutes. Patrick Smith remains the nose defender for Oxford. Elsewhere I can see Gethin Lewis almost in a safety position. The furthest back of the 5 defenders. Low snap. And Latif Tajani took a knee and then took a whack from Patrick Smith. No flags are flown. Don't think there's a huge amount in that. It's going to be third down. It looks like a timeout's going to be called for Manchester.
Timeout, Manchester, 7-4-0. That's their first timeout of the half.
Great to hear for the first time from our referees. So what can Manchester drum up here? I believe that's Charlie Evans speaking with his troops, the offensive coordinator for Manchester. So Marcus Hood back in at centre. Tajani needing to find some... Oh, it's a loose snap. And are they going to run this all the way back? Well, that's incredible. Would you believe it? Patrick Smith with the touchdown for Oxford Saints. And I can't quite believe what I've just seen. What an incredible couple of minutes in the under-16 plate final. After calling the timeout, Manchester's next play goes all wrong. The high snap, it missed Tajani. And the nose defender, Patrick Smith, was first on the scene. That's the Titans centre there, getting a word from his head coach, Andrew Astrid. A few words of consolation, I don't doubt, as well. He'll be so disappointed. Oh, that is extraordinary. Oxford Saints then, offense back on, looking for the extras. It's thrown out of bounds. It will remain a Manchester lead. So Manchester, courtesy of Ron Beramo and Latif Tajani with the first pass touchdown. And Beramo with a catch and run. And the extras were added by Gail Cavazzala. Then Oxford got themselves back in the hunt with an extraordinary defensive touchdown from Patrick Smith. A loose snap was gathered up by the Oxford number one. He's back on the field right now. Marcus Hood isn't. Still see him getting some words of encouragement on the near sideline here. So replacement centre. A very low snap. Tajani fields it well. A little bit of elusivity shown. That tackle needs to be made by Oxford. That's a fantastic bit of work from the Titans. Gail Cavazzala, that is awesome. Something from absolutely nothing there from the Titans. Evaded 3 or 4 tackles. And when he eventually got touched, he managed to truck them all the way over midfield for a fresh set of downs. First down then, just over midfield for the Manchester Titans, looking to extend their lead. Nothing there for Manchester. We'll start again with second down. Marcus Hood back on the field. Tijani tries to escape and couldn't. Marcus Hood forced into picking it up. That was a live ball. Ball called dead by the officials. Latif Tijani there tried to fake Patrick Smith out. Always receivers lined up right. Fake right, tried to run left. Patrick Smith read it. And then Tijani, rather than taking the sack, got rid of the ball underarm. And that was a live football, which was fortunately gathered by Marcus Hood for a small loss. And it's third down. Johnny handoff to Beramo, looking for a little bit of razzle dazzle there. As Beramo threw it away, and flags fly. That ball was dead for quite a while, and Marcus Hood with a little bit of afters is the only way I'd describe that. Very, very late hit. Oxford coach wasn't happy.
Timeout, Manchester. That's their first timeout of the half.
So Manchester called the timeout.
It's Manchester's second and final chance timeout of the half.
Yeah, referee absolutely spot on. That is their second timeout. So Manchester back out on the field. Marcus Hood having himself quite the afternoon so far. Officials still in discussion here. Let's wait for the call.
Half the play was over. Personal foul. Late hit. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 10-yard penalty, correction, from the previous spot. It's now fourth down.
So fourth down and a 10-yard penalty there for the late hit by Marcus Hood. Looks like a change in at QB as well, is it, for Manchester? Yeah, it is. So fourth down. Might need to give this a bit of a heave. Goes up the middle, fumbled, and ball is dead. It was Lewis Keogh on the field at quarterback for the Titans, and no room there. And that will be Oxford who turn it over on downs.
Two-minute warning. 1:58 on the clock. Manchester, you have no timeouts remaining. Oxford have 2 timeouts remaining.
So our referee keeping us abreast there. 1:58 on the clock then. Oxford still with 2 timeouts. Oxford ball then. Ajibade saw some success of running back in their first set of downs. In at receiver, and that one is thrown away. Looks like that's Edwin Jolly in at QB, number 23 for the Saints. Originally on my sheet as a wide receiver, but to do it all, you'll get a lot of that 5-a-sides. Players playing multiple positions, and that's what Edwin Jolly's doing right here. Number 23, ready to take the snap. Hands off to Ajibade, fumbles it, and out the side of the end zone it goes for a safety. And Manchester celebrate. It's a disastrous offensive run for Oxford, with their defence really pulling up trees in Manchester's last possession. Oxford then looking to get something going on offence, but they've not got anything going yet. The touchdown they scored was by the defence, and their struggles on offence continue with a safety. So 2 points added to the Manchester score. It's 10-6. Little over 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Tijani back in at quarterback. It's Beramo looking to find some room. He's not going to get any. Forward progress will get him a couple of yards, but not a huge amount more. Jane Falola just getting a little bit of coaching from the sidelines. Tijani takes the snap. Handoff is a good one. No real room, though, for Manchester. It was Gael Cavazzala who showed such good elusiveness earlier on in the half, but he couldn't find any space there. It's good defence once again from Oxford. Has really been the defences on top so far in this match. The only offensive touchdown was the only time a defensive player's really made an error, which was when Ron Beramo wasn't brought to ground, despite looking for all the world that he was locked up, and he found a way to score. Third down, Manchester. Tijani. Oh, is that live? No, incomplete. Both offences trying, and so far not succeeding in really getting any true momentum going. Manchester have been the more consistent side. They've had a few first downs. But this Oxford defence does not look particularly accommodating. Tijani's going to take a seat. And it's going to be Lewis Kehoe who comes in at QB to quarterback Manchester.
Delay of game. Half distance to go. Remains 4th down.
So not a huge penalty as they are so close to their own end zone. Manchester not getting on with it quickly enough. So delay a game penalty will take it to 4th down, just outside their own end zone. Oh, high snap, he dealt with that well, Keogh. Sidearm throw, it's fumbled, and it will be marked complete, but a long way short of where they needed to be. I think it was Louis Wong eventually getting the
Half
catch.
time expired on the play.
And that is half time. A really, really interesting half from Manchester and Oxford. It is Manchester who have the advantage, 10-6, courtesy mainly of the game's only offensive touchdown. It was scored by Ron Beramo from the pass from Latif Tajani.
Manchester jerseys looking pretty similar
We get
there.
to see that. So first down was already secured. Tajani with the throw, and it looked for all the world that Oxford had Beramo locked up, but he just escaped and all of a sudden had a clear run through all the way to the Oxford end zone. That was the game's only offensive score. That got them 6 points. They swiftly converted, and then take a look at that. Patrick Smith simply couldn't believe his luck. Defensive TD for Oxford after the real mix-up with the centre Marcus Hood and the quarterback Latif Tajani. Oxford celebrated it, got them back in the game, back to within 2 points. And then their own woes on offence, as it was a safety forced by Manchester, which takes them to 10-6 at the half. Five minutes for half time. We'll be back with you in just a moment as the second half continues. Well, welcome back, everybody. Second half almost about to get underway between Manchester and Oxford. It's Manchester who lead the way. 9-6, not 10-6 as we had it at the end of the first half. Just a 1 point for the safety in this rule set as Oxford get us started. And Ajibade is going to break the tackle and get himself over midfield, but the play is going to be called before he got there. Looks like an offensive foul perhaps, or just the play being called dead. Yeah, it's second down. So second down for Oxford, about halfway through their progress towards halfway. Edwin Jolly takes the snap. Ajibade looking for a little bit of room. There's not much, but he's done well. Just shy of midfield. Another couple of downs to try and get themselves a fresh set. Third and short. Again, it's going to be Ajibade entrusted to try and make some forward progress, and then it's really good D from Manchester. No room. They do manage to strip him, but I think the play was already dead. Yeah, it will be fourth down. So what can Oxford cook up here? QB Edwin Jolly. Ajibade, it's a curl. Pass instead goes to the left, and they're going to be short. Ed Walsh it was who took the catch, but couldn't find a way over midfield. So it's Manchester who once again get the defensive stop. It was better from Oxford, but not quite enough. And Manchester turning over and will begin their offense. Looking for a bit of a sweep there, Manchester, but no room. It's really good defence from Norwin Kumar, I think that is, for Oxford, wearing 13. No room whatsoever. Also see Brian Kent out there wearing 25. It's still Patrick Smith at the nose, the head of the snake for this Oxford Saints defence. Only Oxford player to score a touchdown so far today. Bit of room and a good hit coming in there from Gethin Lewis, which had to be made as well. Manchester had made good progress. Chance to air it out. Just a little bit too far. It was a really nice throw. The receiver couldn't quite get on the end of it from that throw from Lewis Kehoe. First time we've really seen a QB have the opportunity to get runners down the field and really let the arm go. Majority of plays so far in this plate final. Compact. Was a flag on that play. We're going to get the decision in a moment.
Holding, 44, offence. That penalty is declined.
So there we have it. Ron Barrymore guilty of holding. But fourth down is enough for Oxford. Penalty declined. Can they hold Manchester here? Quick throw. Here's Barrymore. Can he get up to midfield? It breaks one tackle, breaks two, and eventually is stopped by Gethin Lewis. Almost a very similar play to what scored Barrymore's touchdown in the first half. So it will be Oxford to try again on offense. Edwin Jolly quarterbacking the Saints. Dom Thornton in motion. Jolly throws, caught. That'll be a confidence booster. It's grabbed by Casper Southall. Second down with good progress made. That will make Edwin Jolly just have that extra spring in his step. It's a good throw, and that was a good opportunity too, especially having just made a very good catch. Casper unable to reel that one in. And he'll be really disappointed he didn't, because the space was there. This next play should have been for a score. On first down, but as it is, it's third down. And we've still got about 10-15 yards to go. It's caught really well by Dom Thornton, but he can't find much room after the catch. He's tackled. And about, what we're going to say there, 6 or 7 yards to find on fourth down for Oxford. Manchester coaching staff trying to rally some defensive energy. I don't think they snapped it in time. I think it's going to be delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
So yeah, 5-yard penalty. Not the end of the world for Oxford, that. But if they're 5 yards short, it might be. Jolly airs it out, deep and incomplete. Looking once again for the deep runner in Casper Southall. Pretty well defended there by Saul Harrison in particular at cornerback. So it'll be Manchester who restarters. Once again, Lewis Keogh in at QB. It's a low snap. Oh, they couldn't, could they? Well tackled. It was Gether Lewis with the stop. It was the running back with the throw. Manchester really having to freestyle that play after the low snap. Well handled in the end, and they did make some gain. Another low snap, this time gathered, just nowhere to go. It's a really good play from Patrick Smith, who's been a menace for that Manchester offence. Player in motion on the sweep. Spin, spin, and over midfield. That was amazing from Louis Wong, who gets himself a highlight reel moment in the plate final. Evaded 3, maybe even 4 tackles in there, and gets his team over halfway. And a chance to attack the end zone. A chance to maybe take this plate final away from the Oxford Saints. Short throw. Oh! Cavazzella, that was unbelievable. Gail Cavazzella just ran through one of the Saints defenders. He was fired up after that, and well, he should be. Keogh, bit of time and space, can't quite turn into the end zone, but they're getting closer. Cavazzella with a good last couple of plays. It's going to be 3rd down. I think they're in the no-run zone. Tough to execute from here. Mabula Mkama has come in. Needs to be a throw, they've got one.
Awesome.
It's Gail Cavazzella, that drive was all him. Last 3 plays, it was Kavatzala who found the space. And Manchester get their 2nd touchdown. All started off the back of that incredible run from Louis Wong. And then once they were into Oxford territory, Gail Kavatzala took over. Chance to add extras. Keogh. And he's going to be in. It's Marcus Hood, of all people. There's a very popular scorer on the bench for Manchester. Man who endured a pretty tough first half. Gets himself points on the board for the team in blue. This was the scoring play for Kavatzala. And then the extra point. Keogh doing really well just to extend the play here. Got away from the defender Patrick Smith. And that will mean an awful lot, I'm sure, to Marcus Hood. So Oxford need to find something. It's Patrick Smith with the throw and it's caught. Southall gets himself the first down. That's Caden Barsey has got himself into a little bit of trouble there with the officials. There might be some extra yardage coming here for Oxford. Just a little bit too much aggression after the ball was essentially dead. Great throw from Patrick Smith for the Saints. And they're going to get an extra few yards here, are Oxford.
As the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 80 of the defence. 10-yard penalty, we tacked on to the end. Automatic first down.
So a 10-yard penalty means this is right in the mix for Oxford. Fumbled snap, gathered, thrown, caught. And Ajibade will take it into the final 5 yards of Manchester territory.
Timeout, Oxford. 1:39 on the clock. That is their first charge timeout of the half.
So not long left in this plate final. Manchester have almost secured victory here. So Oxford need to score themselves a touchdown, need to do it quickly, and need to get the ball back. And a fantastic drive from the Saints. Their best of the match by a mile. It's come a little bit too late, or has it? Jolly takes the snap. Ajibade will get himself in. So Oxford back within 5. There is not long left. All depends now on whether they can get the ball back again. into the wind that is howling in the face of Jolly. And that's picked, so no extras for Oxford. Very nicely defended from Manchester. It was Caden Barzi who stops the extra points. Doesn't really make a huge amount of difference, in all truth. Oxford still need the ball back, and they still need a touchdown. If we were playing the full 11v11 version and field goals were in play, that pick would have been absolutely enormous, because it meant that Oxford would have had to score a touchdown and not just a field goal. But as it is, touchdowns only. That play almost academic, really. It all hinges here on whether Oxford can turn this ball over. Fly everything at the Manchester receiver. Cavazzala is made of pretty tough stuff. It's a good job, really. Same question again. Can they turn it over? Can Manchester evade the pressure? Or fumble. Fumble! They've turned it over! Incredible! Oxford may get a chance to win it. Patrick Smith with the fumble recovery. And it's the one thing that Manchester did not want to happen. Oxford 5 points behind, can go 1 point in front. They've got first down 5 yards away from the Manchester Titans end zone to snatch the plate from the jaws of defeat. Ajibade has a bit of room and is going to be pushed out of bounds with about 2 yards still to find. It looks like we're going to have an injury timeout here. Manchester Titans player down. Can tell you there's 27 seconds left on the match clock here. 27 seconds for Manchester to hold on. And just while we've got the injury timeout, let's refresh your memories. Just how we got right here. This was the first touchdown of the game. It was courtesy of Ron Beramo. Mistake in the Oxford Saints defence. And Ron Beramo is allowed to cut loose and run in the game's opening score. And then Patrick Smith, who's been terrific today for the Saints, as the nose defender. Before a fumble from Ajibade and a safety for the Titans. It was Kabatzala who added the next score. Extras were added on by Marcus Hood, who's had himself quite the day. Great work from Lewis Kehoe, who's been excellent since he started his quarterbacking on the Titans. And Ajibade there running it in as we come back to live action. It's going to be third down. There's 27 seconds left at the start of that down. A couple may have ticked over. Touchdown for Oxford puts them in front with seconds left of the plate final. Flag on the play. Incomplete. But there is a flag. All eyes on the officials.
False start, number 79, offense, 5-yard penalty.
So a false start is less than ideal. Five-yard penalty takes them to about 6 yards away from the end zone. 6 yards from the plate trophy. Edwin Jolly awaits the snap. It's caught. Was he in? He was. Amazing. Oxford Saints may have snatched it at the absolute last. Casper Southall, I think it was, who had the catch. What a moment. Fantastic throw from Edwin Jolly. And Casper Southall might have just made himself Oxford's hero.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Seconds left in the plate final. And it might have been snatched away from the Manchester Titans, who thought they had done enough. Just thrown away by Edwin Jolly. This is the moment. Edwin Jolly with the pass, Southall with the grab, and he just got himself in. Can Manchester pull off the miraculous? Good tackle. They will call the timeout.
Timeout, Manchester. That's the first charge timeout of the half. 19 seconds on the clock.
Just heard there, 19 seconds on the clock. What a dramatic game. It's been absolutely brilliant. And we've still got the championship game to come yet. Manchester are shy of midfield.
Manchester, that's their second and final timeout. There are 2 seconds remaining in the game.
2 seconds remaining. It's now or never. This will be the final play. Lewis Keogh to receive the ball. Heaves it into the end zone. Oh my goodness! It's a touchdown! That's incredible! That is absolutely incredible! The Titans go absolutely berserk. They've won the plate final with a walk-off touchdown. Toe-tapping Hail Mary. Have you ever seen the like? That's absolutely amazing. They run over to celebrate with their supporters, and well they might. I cannot wait to see this one again. So Lewis Keogh finds some room, heaves it into the corner. That is incredible. It's Caden Barsey who takes the catch. Wow. 2 lead changes in the final 30 seconds of the plate final. In fact, 2 lead changes in the final 20 seconds of the plate final. Absolutely remarkable. It's Manchester who win it. Oxford, an incredible runner-up. And as the 2 teams meet on halfway to shake hands, we will have the presentations for you very, very shortly. Well, you've got to hand it to Oxford. They are absolutely brilliant. I really thought they'd done enough to turn that around, which would have been an incredible comeback for a team that looked dead and buried for long periods of that second half. They turned it around with 2 fantastic touchdowns. But I've got to say, I just did not see that Manchester TD coming. That was extraordinary. We'll have the medals in a moment. Do stay with us as we celebrate both teams here in Sheffield. So first up, it's our match officials to collect their medals. It's Chad Ellertson handing out the medals there in the red coat, the CEO of the British American Football Association. Maybe Oxford up to receive their runners-up medals. They were absolutely brilliant today, Oxford. Full credit. Run through their squad to make sure they all get a bit of a shout out here on the stream. One Patrick Smith. 4 Saxby Stroud. 13 Norwin Kumar. 16 Ollie Massa. 21 George Cook. 23 Edwin Jolly, 25 Brian Kent, 32 Ed Walsh, 53 Gethin Lewis, 72 Toby Smith, 79 Sam Ajabade, 80 Dom Thornton, 88 Casper Southall. A great squad of players for whom I'm sure the future in this sport is bright. Congratulations to them on a really good season. And that is the MVP right there. Patrick Smith, who was absolutely outstanding for Oxford. Thought he was the best player on the field today. On both sides of the ball as well. Even contributing with a long bomb thrown down the field on offence, which set Oxford up to get themselves back into a game that they were completely out of. Scored a TD himself from defence. Gave everything on the field out there. As we take a look at this Manchester Titans lineup, Dan Barker, Will Taylor, Mabula Makama, Gail Cavatzala, who scored the touchdown in the second half, Latif Tijani, Lewis Kehoe with that incredible final passing touchdown, Hector Porter, Jaden Falola, Lambros Honus, Dom Greenall, Michael Withers, Luke Hounus, Shea Higgins, Alassane Diagne, Saul Harrison, Ron Beramo, who got Manchester off to that great start, Axel Tehu, Marcus Hood, Caden Barzi with the walk-off game-winning touchdown, Louis Wong and Alex Brown. There is Caden getting a hug off his coach as they pose for the photos, and Caden Barsey is handed the under-16 plate trophy. Manchester Titans with an incredible victory, but I think it will be the manner of their victory that they will remember longer than just about anything else. Brilliant from Caden and his teammates right at the end as they celebrate with their supporters, as they should after a performance like that. Just remind you how it all happened then as the celebrations continue. This was the first half. Tijani with the pass, Ron Beramo with the catch and run, and he just escaped the attentions of his defender, Norwin Kumar, to stroll into the end zone. It was then a mix-up on offense for Manchester, and that man Patrick Smith, the MVP, was there to capitalise and get Oxford right back in the game. It was then their own mistake. That was the next score that's coming on Oxford's offence. Fumble from Sam Ajibade as it skirted out of the end zone. Safety for Manchester. They took the advantage into the second half, 9-6 at the half. It was then a brilliant drive. It combined a wonderful run from Louis Wong and a couple of great plays from Gail Cavatzala, including the touchdown grab to put them even further in front. The extras were then added by Marcus Hood. So Oxford essentially needed 2 touchdowns in the final minute. They got one, Ajibade running it in, and they got 2. 20 seconds left, they turned the ball over and they were just into the end zone. That was Casper Southall with an incredible grab. And then look at this, with 2 seconds left, walk-off Hail Mary. Incredible. Caden Barsey will remember that for a very, very long time. All right then, folks, we'll leave you for the time being. We'll be back with you a little bit later on for the Under-16 Championship game, which is due to kick off at 4:30, so not too long to go. We're going to take a short break. Back with you for the Championship game in just a bit.